What is up, guys? Here we have an undefeated Uta deck profile here at the Pasadena Regionals side event pod that had 64 players. And here's the man that took it. What is your name?
Jose.
Nice to meet you, Jose. So why Uta in this quite diverse meta since Moria has been gone now?
With Moira, well, with the recent ban list, the format itself has gotten significantly slower. And with Shanks being pretty dominant in the format, something like Uta that can naturally swing 6 and gain value from doing so is incredibly strong. With a couple of tools that we'll go over too, you can be pretty resilient into most other matchups too.
Okay, and I also hear that you don't have any new cards in here. No OP-10 cards.
No, this is basically starter deck Uta.
Starter deck Uta. Okay, let's go into your deck list.
Yeah. So I'll start off at the low end. 2 Gordon blockers. In this format where it's more difficult to, with less black, it's more difficult to remove what I would consider a chump blocker. So this guy gets incredible value in a lot of matchups. Some people are playing it at 1. I prefer it at 2, just for the defensive utility. I play the deck more defensively.
Nice.
Standard chopper 2K. Not much needs to be said about that.
Yeah, it's okay, yeah.
2 Searcher Namis. The deck is playing, with the upgrades from the starter deck, it's playing more bricks than ever. So Nami has a place and time to come out, but oftentimes it ends up being a dead card in your hand.
I see. Hopefully you have that counter that lets you discard it.
Yeah. 3 blocker Uta. She has, again, in that same mindset of the chump blocker mentality, playing her off the 7-cost kid or even Brook gets you a lot of value. And then the end of turn effect to pitch, again, one of those dead cards, those events to restand something, especially in matchups where maybe your opponent gets value from attacking rested characters, has a lot of value.
Yeah.
Another set of 2Ks. The Luffy. The new starter deck included these as an upgrade to the deck, rounding out all the 2Ks now to all film cards, so adding consistency to the deck.
Yeah.
We have 3 Charlotte Katakuri.
As a reminder for those of you that are in pod 3 of the 64-man
again,
pod,
with the idea that you're playing against
match
Shanks,
is finished.
this guy being able to naturally swing 6 when rested has incredible value.
As a reminder,
and at worst, it's a 1K counter.
are done before you come up
1 Usopp. This could arguably be a 4th Katakuri, but in the early games, or in the early game, I almost prefer playing this off the Brook just to have a body that can swing face without any investment. Or Sanji from EBO1, I guess, not all starter deck cards, but it does round out the 2Ks for the film package. We have 4 Brook. With the format being slower, something like Brook and Luffy, which we'll go into shortly, allow you to spam the board, so you can safely use your board as blockers in a sense, and then replenish it just as soon as you can.
Yeah.
3 of the new blocker Uta. It's a 4/6, has a good stat line, especially going second. You can play this out, use the effect to pitch a dead card, Nami in some cases, to then attach one to your leader and then still swing 6K and replenish that card so it replaces itself.
Yeah.
In the Shanks matchup, you'll go second, play this on 4, and then use the effect to still swing 6 with your leader. 4 of the 7-drop Luffy. This is kind of the heart of the defensive package. Playing these 2 out on 7 or 8 allows you for a lot of defensive utility along with aggression from the leader and replenishing your hand. The whole goal is to effectively block her up, replenish hand, and then whittle down your opponent over time.
The strategy always.
Yeah, same strategy as before you.
And you're replenishing your hands using Nami. And,
yes, Nami and then leader effect. Yep. So an uncontested Nami goes a long way, and the rested Dawn can be used by the Uta for the effect too. So you effectively can have 11 Dawn for a turn.
Yeah. Shanks.
3 9-cost Shanks. This is effectively your boss monster against most of the meta. It can out, in black, it can out Jack on curve. It can out kids if they don't have any sort of protection around them. 10-cost Shanks, it's a good response to it, so you'll counter early. And a lot of it will be with regards to the Shanks matchup, because that's what this deck is targeting.
Yeah.
If you go right after they swing with their Shanks, you'll just immediately play this, pop it, swing 6k with the lead, and you've effectively replaced the card, and then you've removed the big body.
Good math.
3 of them invincible. There's gonna be a lot of 3 ofs in this list.
Yeah, I noticed.
The ability to search, along with the new Genesis, gives you as a player a lot of flexibility in how you want to play out the turn. So not every card needs to be played as a 4 of. I'm invincible. Is a good finisher card, but oftentimes I'm using it as a fodder to pitch for the Uta, or even for both Utas to either restand a blocker if I'm being aggressive with a 7-cost, or to attach it onto my leader. 4 new Genesis is self-explanatory. It effectively is a 0-cost card to search your deck. 2 backlight. This can deal with Dream Luffy, the new starter deck 21 Luffy. On curve, it's kind of without this, it's a little difficult to deal with it, especially in the Shanks matchup, the Straw Hat version. You almost want a mulligan for this to make sure you have it in hand. Other utilities is resting blockers to end the game.
And 329, please report.
And then in the matchup against Zoro, you use it to rest their board and go after their board instead of going for face.
Yeah, that sounds smart. Little guys are annoying.
Yeah. 2 Kid. It's a non-searchable target for the deck, so it is oftentimes bottom decked. It only being 2 copies doesn't happen that often, but today I did have it happen twice where I search with a kid or use leader effect, flip a kid, it goes to the bottom of the deck. This is a card that most, if not any green deck, should be playing in some amount. Uncontested, it can just about win you any matchup. And then to round out the non-film list, 2 Hody Jones.
Gotta have it.
Hody Jones, kind of facilitates that defensive playstyle by resting board if you want to go at the board, say like Zoro's matchup.
Can I please have table 310?
But also serves as a finisher,
table
similar to backlight to rest
329
blockers.
You have
In my last
2 minutes.
matchup, I used it to rest 2
Please order
blockers
Maximus
and
loss.
effectively have enough to go for game.
Okay.
It also has an ancillary effect. Some people think that grabbing the card is downside, and it can be, but with a deck like this where I'm playing very defensively, or sometimes behind the 8-cost kid, it helps actually add cards to my hand.
Table 310.
What were your matchups throughout the pod here with the 4 rounds that you played?
My matchups were Bella Betty.
In the finals?
Yeah, in the finals, last round, yeah. And I played effectively a turtle matchup, letting them exhaust their hand, and then slowly going in after the board, and then eventually doing a sort of OTK turn.
Yeah, that sounds good.
And then prior to that, we played against Shanks, and then the deck performed as expected. You swing natural 6k swings. On turn 2, I was able to play out a Katakuri, swing 6, and then from then on, I went into Uta and was able to recycle the hand to continuously buff up the leader, and then naturally buff him up to 6k. And this one is an all turns effect. So it becomes incredibly sticky in that matchup.
I see.
And at that point, in the 4 to 6 Dawn range, Shanks doesn't have an out for this. And then we played against the Mirror, funnily enough.
Funny, that's so funny.
And that just becomes a game of managing resources. MVP in that matchup was Shanks,
Signed up for
which I used to out of 7-cost for Luffy for my opponent.
64 player.
And I made sure that with Uta, blocker, I was always restanding the Shanks to make sure that it could always swing 11 and never be answered with a Shanks in
The
response.
event will be beginning at table
And
301.
then, we played against
First round.
First
Spot
round
number
was
6. Your event is
Buggy.
starting at table 301.
That matchup can be
So
pretty
tables
difficult
are
for the
located
deck.
towards the back
The
of
new
the
promo
room.
Buggy
Please
can
make your way
effectively
over to
shut
your
down
seat
all of
so we
your
can
low
begin
end from
round
attacking.
one.
So your Cats, your Usops, Namis, Brooks, right? Not being able to attack a 3 and 4 costs are incredibly detrimental.
If you participated in 65,
That one I was just
64
able to
man
go
pot
aggressive
number
before we
3.
got to that point.
64 man
Set
pot
up a kid
number 3.
and then Hody, and then
You can start
helped,
lining up now
finish
to
that matchup
claim
too.
your tickets.
So do you have a good matchup against Blackbeard? I noticed that there's a lot of on-play abilities as well. Are you just...
most Blackbeard players won't be using the effect until about the 7 Dawn turn.
Uh-huh.
So I do have the on-play of Brook and Nami early on. And then which helps flood out the board and maintain aggression in that matchup.
Okay.
And then that's a matchup where I'm invincible actually comes in
You
handy.
enter pot number 23.
Okay, so that was the only tip that you would give for that matchup? Okay, just hopefully that they don't use it on your 4th Dawn turn. I guess they're minusing a lot, right?
Even if they do, it's not a big deal. Okay.
Okay, well, it was nice having you on the channel for the first time, and congratulations on your 4-0 win here at the 64-man side event pod here.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you. I'll see you next time.
See you. Bye.